Landlords say that the cost of homeowners insurance was their expense that increased the most in the last year. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. All right, so I have an interesting article for you today, and it has to do with homeowners insurance. Now, I've talked about my personal issues with homeowners insurance, and it actually led me to sell a lot of my properties in the last year, okay? And what it is the cost has skyrocketed, okay? It's skyrocketed. It turned properties that I owned from profitable into unprofitable, okay? That's how much the cost increased. And I faced almost a doubling of the cost of my homeowners insurance, which was ridiculous. It was absolutely ridiculous. First thing I did was I canceled all my insurance policies through the company that had doubled the rates and switched to a different company, which, was much more affordable, but still higher than what I was paying just a couple of years back. So yeah, I know personally what this is all about, and I think it sucks, okay? A lot of landlords throughout the country are facing the same thing. And you know what? It has to do with all of these natural disasters. Like I've heard about hurricanes, I've heard about wildfires, I've heard about tornadoes. I mean, here in Omaha, Nebraska, just as an example, we had a tornado go within a mile of my home it was back in May. So, it was just a few months ago. Fortunately, none of my properties suffered any major damage, but you know what? There has been a lot of major weather events, and properties throughout the country are facing damages. So it's understandable that the insurance companies are raising rates. Also, the insurance companies are facing the same inflation as everyone else. So when they are paying to get someone's roof repaired, they have to pay the contractors more. The materials cost more. Everything is more expensive. So rates are going up. And yeah, it's exacerbating the inflation, but like I said, I understand that. I understand the economics behind it. So what we have to do as property owners is we have to worry about ourselves, okay? We have to pass those costs as much as possible onto the tenant. Now, is that fair? No, but it's not fair that our prices are going up too. Everyone's costs are going up. We start at the insurance company, who is paying more, due to the natural disasters and the rest of the inflation. They pass those costs on to us. And then, we have to pay more for insurance, so we pass that cost on to the tenant, and the tenant, has to pay higher rent, so they need a pay increase. Basically, the driving forces behind inflation are understandable. But like I said, we have to focus on us. We can't focus on if the tenant is able to get a pay increase in order to pay the higher rent. Or, we can't do that. So let's just talk about the insurance costs for now. So before I get into the article, though, go ahead, hit the like, subscribe button, and leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think. So, did your insurance costs, did they go up this year? I'm just curious. Now, I know I've asked this before in other videos. I'm just kind of curious. Maybe it's a different group watching this video than one of my previous ones, right? But did your homeowner's insurance or property insurance go up this year? Mine did. Every single property. Every one. Okay? I didn't get a break at all. And my umbrella insurance policy cost went up a little bit as well. Okay? So it is what it is, but guess what? We have to deal with it. Okay? We have to deal with these issues, or we are not going to make it. So anyway, let's get into this article. This article is coming from fastcompany.com, and it says, home insurance is spiking, and landlords plan to pass on some costs to renters. Half of landlords say home insurance was their expense that increased the most over the past 12 months, according to a new survey. And it says that landlords intend to pass some of the costs on to renters. Yeah, most of the costs are going to be passed on to renters, okay? Now, I realize that some landlords don't have a lot of flexibility in how much they can raise the rent in terms of, places with rent control or places with a, very tight housing, not a tight housing market, but basically where there's more housing units available than there are renters. I'm talking mostly about rural places. So landlords can't raise their rent too much in certain places, but they will pass some, if not most or all, of the cost onto these tenants. And that's exactly what I would suggest they do. So anyway, let's get into the article, see what it says. Resi Club recently teamed up with Lending one of the fastest growing private real estate lenders in the country, to run a survey of single-family rental investors. Investors who own at least one single-family rental property were eligible to respond to the Lending one Resi Club SFR Investor Survey, fielded between June 25th and July 18th. In total, 235 single-family landlords completed the survey. Among the findings, 60% of single-family landlords say they'll likely buy at least one investment property over the next 12 months. 39% of single-family landlords say they'll likely sell at least one investment property over the next 12 months. 76% of single-family landlords expect to raise their rents over the next 12 months, including 35% who say the increase will be over 4%. So before I go any further, I want to go over those stats that we just covered right there. It says 60% of single-family landlords say they'll buy at least one investment property over the next 12 months. So landlords are still optimistic about the housing market. Regardless of all the negativity you see out there, most landlords, right? 3 out of every 5 landlords is still looking to buy within the next 12 months, myself included, okay? I'm actively looking for a single family rental, okay? The next thing it says is 39% of single family landlords say they'll sell at least one investment property over the next 12 months. I sold properties back in, earlier part of this year, so I'm actually already included in that part. 76% of single-family landlords expect to raise their rents over the next 12 months, including 35% who say the increase will be over 4%. Yep, I've already done that, okay? 2%, and we'll continue now. It says 2% of single-family landlords expect to decrease their rents over the next 12 months. Not gonna do it, but I can understand in markets where maybe you're renting out a luxury rental unit at a very high price, places where you can't get that amount of rent anymore. Maybe you will have to be forced into decreasing the rents. That would kind of suck, but it happens to some landlords. 72% of single-family landlords expect home prices to increase in their core housing market over the next 12 months, but only 31% expect an increase of over 4%. I'm included in that. I believe that the Omaha housing market will increase. Okay, now like I said, I don't believe that it will increase a lot. We're not a very expensive market, but you never know, okay? 86% of single-family landlords expect interest rates to fall over the next 12 months. However, just 10% of those landlords expect a decline of more than 1 percentage point. I don't expect interest rates to fall. What I expect is interest rates to stay the same. I actually think the Fed will come in there and neither increase nor lower the rates, okay? And will instead just say, hey, we need some stable economy, so we're just going to keep the interest rates right where they are. Now, that I know that's kind of a differing opinion than what a lot of other people think is going to happen, but I personally believe that would be the best thing. If you lower interest rates too much, well, inflation is going to increase. If you increase them too much, you're going to destroy the economy. So the best thing would be to leave things alone. Get people used to paying the current interest rate. 50% of single-family landlords say home insurance, which rose over 10% in 25 states last year, was their expense that increased the most over the past 12 months. That was the exact expense that increased the most for me, okay? I had increases in property taxes on all my units as well, okay? But the homeowners insurance was the big thing for me. And like I said, it led me to sell a lot of my properties. Now, I still own 4 single-family rentals here in Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm looking obviously to expand to more. But I'm going to be pretty picky and make sure that if things don't change and we continue to see high inflation, that I'm able to at least be able to turn a profit, if not tread water, okay? So I don't want to buy a property where I'm losing money from the get-go. That's just dumb, okay? So, I'm just curious, are other landlords out there, single-family rental landlords, specifically small mom and pops, are you guys experiencing the same things I have? Put a comment in the comment section down below.